Current superintendent of the Nelson County School District be removed for cause by roll call vote, and that his current contract with the Board of Education be terminated.
Well, the board has spoken. Wes Bradley is out as the school district superintendent after a heated meeting on Monday night. Board member there, Amanda Deaton, listed 6 reasons for his removal, including failure of leadership and engaging in conduct that's resulted in a majority of the board losing trust in him. However, the move still needs approval from the state.
It's the latest in a school district struggling for a consensus. While we heard from both the superintendent and his supporters last night here at 11, today our Ian Hardwitt and photojournalist Emma Gefter are talking to 2 former board members who agree with the vote.
You know, I had forgot that I had.
Bill Osborne, Nelson County's outstanding alumni in 2002, still attends district board meetings, even though he's a retired board member.
Your board and your administration have to work together.
But since 2021, the dysfunction between Superintendent Wes Bradley and Nelson County School Board grew. It boiled over in October when students and teachers protested a board-proposed high school merger that Superintendent Bradley disagreed with. Instead, Bradley favored a plan putting middle schoolers and high schoolers on the same campus.
The building project that he wanted to do was so expensive, we just felt like at some point we had to go in another direction.
Jack C. led the effort to sue over that project. The current board chair, Amanda Deaton, was originally part of the lawsuit until she took her position on the board.
The Monday night decision by the board represents hours of deliberations since the beginning of the year. Although they made the decision to remove Bradley, the Kentucky Department of Education commissioner is the one who has the final say on whether or not that removal goes through.
Osborne, originally a supporter of Bradley, believes the district is worse off now than in 2018.
When the test scores were released, you know, they were recognized as one of the top 10 schools in the state as far as the workforce development, you know, and they celebrated that, had celebrations at the school, but nobody wants to talk about academically where we stood in the state.
Using a New York Times tool, we compared state data of Nelson County schools against nearby school districts. You can see the dark blue line at the bottom. They're about a year's worth of learning behind bordering counties.
We got a lot of work to do to get those back up.
Work C thinks will be easier without Bradley, and Osborne agrees.
I feel bad for Wes, but part of me wants to say, well, Wes, a lot of this was your fault. You know, the board tried to tell you, you know, get on board, work with us. And I just, you know, and I might be wrong, but I didn't see it.
What he wants to see instead is unity. In Nelson County, Ian Hardwitt, WHAS 11, on your side.
Once the Department of Education receives the school board's findings, they have 30 days to make a decision.
The KDE does tell us that they have not received the information yet. More